You're listening to littlepodcast.com.
Why you gotta take it there?
Retake. This isn't good.
We're not talking about any integrity in
We
this
are
room.
trying to exploit a generation.
Ever tell you about that time when I paid for Chinese food with the DVD? The grease is the gravy.
You guys played footsie over the table.
Well, yes, but that's irrelevant. I can smell Pepto-Bismol from here. It tastes like an antacid tablet. Why are there so many Draculas everywhere? No, there's potato vodka everywhere.
Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 145. I am your host, Jon Rowe, joined by my co-host,
Adam Ham.
Hello. All right, so, how's your week, Ham? Busy week?
It was okay. About average.
About average? An average ham week?
I worked a bit and played a bit. Saw my family yesterday, so.
I see.
Indeed.
Oh, you're always seeing your family.
Yeah, they're pretty close by, so.
That's true. All right.
No wins every couple of weeks at least.
All right. How's Illinois? How's Illinois doing weather-wise? Terrible? Great?
It's been kind of like going from horribly hot and muggy to just horribly hot to okay.
Yeah, that's kind of the way it's been here.
Back and forth.
It's either sweltering or unseasonably cold,
Yeah.
and no happy medium.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, now that we've got the weather talk out of the way, we can move
Yeah.
on to. All right, well, what you been up to this week? What you been playing?
More than usual.
Okay.
I spent the first half of the week doing what I did last week and just playing lots and lots of Divinity.
Yep.
And I kind of took a break on that a few days ago.
All right.
Not because I don't like it anymore, but it was starting to feel kind of like that was all I was doing.
Yeah. Got
Was-
diversify, son.
Yeah, I was just like sleeping and working and playing Divinity. So I kind of took a break on that and just kind of watched a little bit of videos and
Anything interesting?
I just, mostly giant bomb stuff and I'm trying to think if I watched. Oh, I kind of started watching second season of Hemlock Grove, which is available on Netflix now.
Oh, is that an ad for Hemlock Grove? There?
A little bit.
Hemlock Grove available on Netflix.
Well,
what is Hemlock Grove?
it's
I've never heard of this.
It's Netflix original show.
Okay.
So that's the only place to watch it. It's kind of a supernatural horror thing, but it's not super scary. I'm not even sure if it's really good, but
It's just something to watch.
kind of. I mean, I like it. I don't know why I
You've
like
just been
it.
trying to fill your life with something to watch because there's nothing.
Kind of. But I'm probably gonna finish watching that, and I watched. Oh, what did I watch last night? I watched We're the Millers.
Okay, the movie.
Yeah.
What is that movie? God, I saw ads for that and I had no clue what that was.
Yeah, neither did I. But
You
it's
just-
actually pretty
You
good.
just felt like watching it?
Well, the family was watching it last weekend, I think.
Oh, and they were like talking it up, so you're like, I gotta see what this is all about.
Well, we watched it together.
Oh.
And it's a comedy with Jason Sudeikis.
Is it a
and-
comedy or a comedy?
It's a comedy.
It's a comedy. Not
Well,
a comedy.
no, it's
but
It's a comedy.
Okay. Begrudgingly a comedy. Got it.
No, I thought it was pretty funny, actually.
Okay.
It's also got some, what's that guy from The Hangover?
Oh, Ken Jeong.
No.
Mike Tyson.
Nope, the real white guy.
The really white guy?
The whitest guy, yeah.
You know? The whitest kid you know.
Yeah.
That's a different thing.
Well, I can't think of his name.
Bradley
Really-
Cooper.
Nope, the really thin, tall-ish comedian guy.
I
can't
don't know.
think of his- I don't know his name.
Fucking know.
He plays like a drug dealer in it, and it's pretty funny.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I guess the plot is that Jason Sudeikis is a drug dealer guy. His stash gets stolen, and he has to make it up to his boss drug dealer by actually smuggling drugs. And to do that, he has to...
Is it Ed Helms?
Yes, Ed Helms.
Okay, there we go.
you.
The name was totally blanking for me.
Yeah.
All right. So he's a suburban drug dealer. Isn't he a family man?
No,
He's not a family guy.
He gathers a family out of a stripper, the nerdy kid in his apartment building, and the homeless girl, and they act like a family so they can pass the border to smuggle these drugs.
Oh, so they're driving from Mexico?
They drive to Mexico and back, yeah.
So it's a road movie?
It's a road movie, yeah.
Wow, none of this was portrayed to me.
I know. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
And the whole thing is like over the course of the movie, they kind of end up becoming
A family?
like a real family. Yeah,
They like each other?
Sure. But as it starts out, they don't really like each other at all. They're just doing it,
Of course.
for the money and all this stuff.
They're just in it for the money.
Yeah.
But with some crazy adventures in Mexico, they find they've got a lot more in common than they thought they did.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to
We're
say...
the Millers.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to say it's an amazing movie, but I thought it was pretty funny, and it was enjoyable.
So it's one of those movies you could like watch in the background while you're doing something else?
Yeah, I guess. I don't usually do that a whole lot, but yeah, I think it's worth watching.
Yeah, it's just like, if you want a comedy with some funny people in it,
Yeah.
it's nothing gonna blow your mind, but it's worth
It's not
it.
gonna blow your mind, but it's gonna be. Oh, Nick Offerman also is a.
I like Nick Offerman.
Yeah, he's in it as like part of this other family that ends
Is
up
also drug dealers.
Nope, they end up like befriending. He's actually a DEA agent.
Oh wow! So
But
this
they kind
is
of
some
end up
fucking
befriending
Breaking
them.
Bad level shit right
There's a little bit of that, I guess. Yeah,
here. Okay,
very little, but yeah.
all right. Does Nick Offerman have a lot of minerals?
He doesn't.
He doesn't have a lot of
But
minerals.
he's super white bread.
You know
kind
what's
of
really funny about that is
milk
that I
toasty
totally
guy.
had minerals.
Really,
I was into minerals when I was like 12.
I think every kid is. At
I had a
certain
ton.
Point.
I had like just a box of rocks.
I didn't have a bunch, but I had like some quartz and some
I had a
agates and
bag
some
of like
pyrite.
sulfuric acid powder.
I had a chemistry kit that had some of that, but I didn't just like have it laying around.
I just like got it. I don't know where I got it. I remember we talked.
Black market?
Yeah, right. I got my baggie with this like basically it's like yellowish powder.
Yeah.
I was just like, it might have just been sulfur. I don't know what it was. It was a bag, and so in my parents' basement, probably still, unless they threw away a box full of rocks. I don't know if they moved it, but whatever. There's just an unlabeled bag, like a sandwich bag, with yellow dust in it.
Ugh.
That probably smells sulfury. Yeah, I don't know. I went to like rock shows. I imagine like my parents like went to these rock shows with me because they were just not rock shows, but like literal rock shows.
Right.
And gems. And like I'm sure they went to these with me. We're like, well, maybe he'll like get into science and be a geologist or something. I don't know. Like we should probably take him there.
Yeah.
At least he's not into drugs.
Right.
Oh, what a loser.
I will say I never went to a rock show.
Yeah.
I went to a gun show once or twice.
Of course.
Yeah.
Gun show.
That's cool.
I posted a thing on guns on our thing.
Yeah. Well, my uncle was a cop, and I think I ended up going with him
Where's
once or
my?
twice.
Did I posted gun? Yeah. Just the NRA being the NRA.
Yeah. What else is new?
I know, right? There's an ad thing that came out. It was like the NRA news.
Yeah.
All right, so the NRA says there's no school shooting problem, whatever. But if we did have one, there's this. I don't know how tongue in cheek this ad is, but I have no clue. The NRA news commentator Billy Johnson did a 3-minute video called "Everyone Gets a Gun," and all right, so he wonders what gun policies in the United States would have if we designed gun policy from the assumption that people need guns. The guns make people's lives better. The thing that you need to understand about the NRA, everyone, I know people fucking already probably know this, but who knows, is that they're mostly funded by gun manufacturers.
Yeah.
Like the NRA is a gun lobbying firm so it's like it would be like like if you saw all these public service ads funded by McDonald's for you to eat more hamburgers. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like beef's good for you. Go to McDonald's and get a beef sandwich. You know what I mean? So, this is amazing. I mean, this goes to show you how insane these people are. I mean, it's just okay. Johnson then made the following recommendations that would encourage, might reward people for keeping their right to bear arms at all times. He wondered, what if instead of gun-free zones, we had gun-required zones? He imagined a compulsory education system that would require children to become proficient from firearms, like reading and writing. So you've got your R's, you got, what is it, your 3 R's? Mm-hmm. Reading, writing, and that's, of course, still an R because you haven't learned how to spell, writing yet. So it's the reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Yep.
Yep, that's the 3 R's and an M, which is murdering people. It's just like reading and writing. Even if they didn't want to learn, order to in advance in school. Gun policy driven by our need for guns would introduce people to guns early, and then we give them the skills to use firearms safely. I don't think gun violence is people not knowing how to use guns correctly.
Actually, I disagree with a lot of that. I think that a lot of gun death is caused by people acting stupidly with guns because they don't know.
I don't think so. I think that when we're talking about school shootings, it's not people not knowing how to use guns.
Not school shootings.
Well, those don't exist according to
a lot of accidental deaths.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
I think the idea.
I think that if you buy a gun and you have children, that it's up to you to teach them how to use it.
Yeah.
Okay, but oh my God. Like education, healthcare, food, and retirement, Johnson suggested gun ownership to be subject to government subsidies. Jesus Christ. I mean, I understand this, like, if you're, like, a pro-gun lobbying organization, but, like, when this lobbying organization is run by gun companies, it's run by people that sell these things, and they're like, let's make it so the government could pay for your guns. Mm-hmm. Like, so we get more money. Oh, my God, it's so... It's just gun-required zones. Adam, you going into a gun-required zone? Not me.
No.
Not me. Fuck that. Just keep me away
actually
from
don't think
guns.
Actually, don't think gun education is necessarily a bad idea.
No, I don't either. But I mean, the idea that it's compulsory in school.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just like
that's maybe a bit much.
I'll never get gun people. I'm not against guns, but people are fucking crazy about guns.
Yeah.
I mean, get a better hobby. Learn how to make like tables or something in a wood shop.
I'd much rather learn how to shoot a gun than make tables.
Okay. Yeah, but like if you built learn how to make a video game so you can be rich. How about that? You can do a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Anyway, that was it. I just wanted to just share that because the idea of a gun I mean, I know the NRA is ridiculous, but sometimes you need a little check-in every once in a while. Like, yeah, they are ridiculous. Okay. Yeah, that's it. I don't want to get political. We'll move on. Cool. All right. So you play, what else did you play video game-wise this week? I know you watched The Millers, but...
Oh, yeah. I also played a little bit of the Destiny beta.
Okay, the beta?
Yes.
As British people would say?
Yes, quite.
For some reason. How did you enjoy the beta?
I haven't really played that much of it yet, but I enjoyed what I played of it.
Did that wizard come from the moon?
I wish he did.
Not anymore. Cut all that dialogue out.
I played through that section, and
it's gone.
I know it's forever. I'm so glad I played the alpha, so
so you got to experience the wizard coming from the moon.
I know.
We all want moon wizards. Bungie.
Yes.
Give us our fucking moon wizards.
Bring back moon wizards.
All right.
Wizard's still there, but he's not from the moon.
Well,
apparently.
Then where the fuck is he from?
Well, he's from the moon, but they don't say he's from the moon.
Well, then how do I know where he's from?
Exactly.
This game.
But he's
0 stars.
You gotta kill that wizard. And I'm like, I know.
Is that what he tells you?
Yeah. Same thing.
Doesn't say where he's from.
No.
So he's just... So if Peter Dinklage...
That's a wizard.
So if Peter Dinklage was in your head, and you were outside... And he was like, you see a person crossing the street, he's like, that's a wizard. Get the wizard. You fucking do it.
Yeah.
You don't know where that wizard's from. He could be lying to you. When he said the wizard was from the moon, I knew he was speaking the truth.
Exactly.
Fucking, Bungie misstep. That's going to cost them pre-orders.
Also, Wizards
Cost them my pre-order.
Wizards suck. I hate Wizards.
I'm not pre-ordering.
I like Wizards, but I don't like evil Wizards because
I agree.
Bastards.
Well, sometimes I feel like Wizards have too much power. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like this one puts you like in a weird field that does continual damage to you until you get out of it.
Like
That's pretty rough.
I mean, okay. What if?
I mean, I'm a warlock, and I couldn't do that.
I mean, if you have the
I
right,
technically could do that because I have like a grenade that does that. But
if you have the right to bear magic
yeah, exactly.
in this world,
Yeah.
it's your God-given right. It's
John, I think we need mandatory
magic zones.
Yes.
I agree with you. Actually, that magical education.
Yes, mandatory.
Everyone has to carry their magic wand at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And the world would be a safer place.
I think
things
so.
would get done a lot faster.
Totally.
Man, I wish I lived in the Harry Potter universe.
I know.
I think, did we talk about this as like
Yeah,
the best fantasy universe to live in? And it was pretty much universal, like Harry Potter, because, like, Jesus, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
It's pretty safe. As long as you're not in England.
Yeah.
So apparently
pretty much.
England's the only place where bad stuff happens.
I know.
Oh, did you see the new Harry Potter that was released?
I read the little story.
Little Rita Skeeter story. That was neat. I like that. That was fun.
Neat.
Get a little back on that.
I hate she keeps tugging. Like
she's gonna make another book. It's gonna happen.
Fucking hope so.
Oh, it will. No, from all the stuff that she said and all the stuff that she has talked about, I think she needed a break from that universe. But I can guarantee you, she fucking loved writing those books.
Well, I think she's writing another series though, like another series of 3 something or others.
Yeah, but I think that she wants to keep going with the Wizarding World stuff.
I hope so because like you can't
build
keep
a world
teasing
that
us
good.
like that.
You got to go back to it.
can't
I mean, they
keep
got the new
teasing us.
new movies coming out.
Well, yeah,
Because they're splitting that into 2 movies.
the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Or
no,
monsters,
it's magical beasts and where to
monsters.
find them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I don't know what that's gonna do. I mean, I have that book, and it's a fun read, but it's like a dictionary, or not a dictionary, an encyclopedia of like monsters.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be written by. I think the movies are supposed to be like following the guy as he like discovers all these monsters. I think. Or beasts.
The guy who wrote it, basically.
Yeah, the
That
author.
seems kind of fun.
Oh yeah, I think it will be.
I like that. I'm excited because more
Yeah.
Potter
keeps
me hotter.
Oh, totally.
Oh God, Harry Potter world. Give me some of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only problem is that you can't really like any of the characters because they're all underage.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know why I just went there, but
Yeah, neither do I.
I read those books when I was in middle school, though, so they were my age. But now it's weird to go back and read about like these 14-year-olds that I wanted to hang out with. You know what I mean? It's like, they don't age. Like Matthew McConaughey said, I keep getting older. Characters in the Harry Potter books stay the same age. I think that's the quote from that movie.
Yeah, something
Oh,
like that.
fuck. Where am I?
It's okay for me, though, because I just imagine them as their actors.
Yep.
So,
Amp energy. That's where I'm at. I had
Hermione's like 20 now.
She's
20.
like 26, single female wizard lawyer.
Right.
She dumped Ron to the curb. Because who wants to marry Ron Weasley? He's such a penis.
He's kind of a douche.
He's a loser. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
She's cool. I never got that. I mean, I got it because they teased it the whole time. And I think it's pretty well written. But, like, looking at it from how it's like, come on, Hermione could deserve a lot better.
I think so.
What up? What up?
I never really liked Ron. Well, I shouldn't say that. I mean, Ron was like the best of the options available, I guess.
He was like the friend by proxy.
Well, I mean, like everybody else is kind of yet worse.
He's got that family with the house.
His
that Harry
family's
could
cool.
Stay at,
Yeah,
It was like it was all good.
I don't know. He just never really seemed committed.
Yeah, he was always the naysayer.
Right.
You know what's interesting, Adam? I heard this, not fan theory, but it's something that that the reason why like Harry, Hermione, and Ron were all in Gryffindor, why they all were in the same house. They all asked to be in Gryffindor.
Yeah.
That's why. I love that because like the whole idea of that sorting hat in Harry Potter is
taking that into account.
It puts it where you are, but the idea of if you're a Gryffindor, you're brave and make bold choices and lead and stuff. So if you're someone who's going to say, I want to go to Gryffindor and change, and I disagree with what this sorting hat's telling me at like 8 or whatever, you show up and you're disagreeing with what everyone's telling you, and you're just like, well, that's pretty brave to like say, I think I want to go there, so that's why you're there. So they all went there because, that's pretty cool. I like that idea. Just a little neat tidbit I learned recently. I really hope she does go to other places with that because
me too.
It's a good universe. If I wrote something like that, I'd be milking that cow until she fucking tipped over, being empty.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it for games for Adam. Destiny beta and Divinity.
I think so. I think that's all I really played.
Cool.
I did watch one other thing. I started to watch one other thing.
Okay.
That I don't even know if I want to. Ooh.
All right.
So I started watching some WWE.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I love that I rubbed off on you with that. That I started showing you WWE stuff, and then
I know
now that like kind of the Zeitgeist is moving towards WWE getting a little more mainstream, and you see people talking about it. So now Adam's like, there's not a lot of TV out right now. I'm bored.
Yeah.
Let's catch up on some wrestling. Who's your favorite wrestler, Adam?
Right now?
Yep.
Oh man, I don't know.
Oh, come on.
I don't know.
Favorite healthy wrestler. We can take Dan O'Brien out of it. He is injured. Favorite healthy wrestler. I'm giving you time because I have to think myself.
I like John Cena.
I hate you.
Even though he's a dick, I like CM Punk.
Yeah, he doesn't wrestle anymore though. But he retired. No, okay.
I like.
It'll be interesting to see what your opinion on John Cena is in the future.
Yeah.
Because I came in and I was like, I like this John Cena guy, and then after about 6 months, I was like, I really don't like John Cena. So we'll see. And I'll tell you why. Because he is the exact same character the entire time. There's no nuance there. He's just like, I'm Superman. Kids like me. Yeah. That's it. There's no like nuanced.
You gotta respect anybody who wrestles in jorts, though.
That's true. And he's a really physical wrestler. He works really hard. He kind of is good on the mic. Like I don't know. He's good. He's just white bread. You need a little zest in there sometimes. I think my current favorite wrestler on the roster is still Cesaro. He's a bad guy now. They made him a bad guy, which was weird because everyone loved him at WrestleMania 30 when he won the Battle Royale. And then they're like, we're going to make him a heel and then do nothing with him. And so now he's kind of wandering alone. But I still like him.
I liked what I saw of Dean Ambrose, but I haven't really seen much of him.
He's awesome. He's up there. He's battling for number one for faces. But I think...
I like Dean Ambrose.
It's tough. I think my favorite wrestler, if you're going to tell me if there was a Raw, like a Monday Night Raw, who do I want to know what happened with? The first thing I look at is Bo Dallas. I want to see what Bo Dallas did.
Oh, I forgot about it. Yeah, I love Bo Dallas. But
it's such a great gimmick.
It is such a great gimmick. I don't know
You've seen the NXT stuff, which I showed you.
Yeah.
Which is incredible.
It is. I don't know if I could actually, I don't know if
I'm
like invested in him.
I'm a believer.
Yeah.
Dyed in blue. The best part about the Bo Dallas stuff is he's doing a pretty good job. They're doing a decent job booking him, getting him good matches. He's at 17-0 right now. 17-0 streak. He beat Dolph Ziggler last night on SmackDown. But he's a heel, so he beat Dolph Ziggler because Ziggler got distracted. Yeah. So that's how he won. But he's still 17-0. Did his little champion? He does every time he wins. He does that little run around a ring with his arms raised. I love it. You have to watch though when he fights El Torito.
Yeah.
That happened almost a month ago. You might be able to see that on the network app. But yeah, he fought El Torito on Raw, the little midget wrestler, or not midget, little person wrestler.
Yeah.
El Torito, and he beat the crap out of him.
Oh.
It's hilarious, and he acted like he was like a superhero for doing it, and it's like it's really funny. And he fought the Great Khali, who's the Indian 7-foot tall guy, and he yelled "bad giant" at him when he slapped him. He's incredible. He's an incredible character, and he's playing it well. But the best part about him is fucking JBL, John Bradshaw Layfield, the heel announcer, creams his pants every time Bo Dallas comes out. He's like, oh my God, so inspirational. He says this is the greatest streak in sports history. Like all this completely hyperbolic stuff that's incredible. Like, they sell it so well. And I'm really excited because he's new and he's one of my favorites. So I don't want to turn this into a wrestling show, though, because I don't think a lot of people watch wrestling that listen to this. But,
no, probably not.
But now they will because we started talking about it. And if you go to Hulu, Hulu Plus has every Raw and SmackDown in a truncated form.
Yeah.
It's an hour and a half instead of 3 hours, which is good. Yeah. Sometimes they cut out the Bo Dallas matches, so you have to look up those on YouTube. But, it's got most of the stuff there.
You know who really, intrigues me?
And then the WWE Network's $10 a month. It's an incredible deal. Oh, I know. Yeah, they
so weird.
They filmed all those weird things in one sitting basically, and they've just been slowly putting those out. So they did fight a match recently.
I saw the tag team with him and Goldust.
Yeah, they did fight a match. They weren't they were doing a lot of promos. They weren't coming out a lot, but they did.
Oh yeah.
They did one that was pretty good, and I mean, I'm kind of sad because I really like, what's his name? Cody Rhodes, who's now Stardust, but I liked him as Cody Rhodes, but, they didn't really go anywhere with him. He's a really cool guy, really fun to listen to, and, he's a cool person, but he wasn't really he was just kind of another, strong-looking white guy, Yeah. And so they wanted to go somewhere crazy with him. One of my cats trapped himself inside this room. It's okay. He came in and then pushed the door shut while playing around over there. So he couldn't get out, so he started meowing. And then he opened the door himself and got out. That was incredible.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's it. I mean, I got into the WWE early this year, got back into wrestling, and now I've started getting into Ring of Honor, which is an issue. But I'm now watching
so much. There's so much history there and so much craziness.
That's what I like about it.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to dig into though.
It is. But my suggestion is just keep up with. Here's a good suggestion.
Okay.
Find a good wrestling blog.
Mm-hmm.
I will personally recommend. It's just called Cage Side Seats. CageSideSeats.com. It's a wrestling blog. It's pretty funny, well written. It's got lots of news and rumors and funny animated GIFs and stuff. That keeps you into it. As long as you're keeping yourself up on the new stuff, it keeps you really involved. If you can't watch the episodes, they got good recaps there, links to clips and stuff. So I don't know. Wrestling has gotten a lot better lately, though, and the way that the WWE is right now is they're. I know there's been a lot of news stories about how the network wasn't doing super well, and I don't know that, and it's only because people that invested in the WWE, which caused the stock price to soar this year, it's now crashed back down to where it was before the network launched, were people that didn't understand how launching a network worked, I guess, because it hasn't exploded in network subscribers. I mean, it has over 600,000 people, paying $10 a month. That's pretty good. That's $60 million a year off the network subscriptions. And that's not including the TV deals they have, But I guess people were expecting it to immediately take off. But it's such a good deal. If I'm bored, I could just be let's put on the network and watch a documentary or watch a countdown of all these cool moves. Or it's literally, you want wrestling? This is everything. For $10 a month. So that's a pretty good deal. But I don't know. I just got way into it, and I'm glad I did because it's fun. And I got T-shirts now. I bought a CM Punk shirt. I bought it before he retired because I didn't think there'd be much time. And we'll see. And yeah, so wrestling's cool and it's really fun and it's like I don't know. People like to. I can't get how people watch the MMA. I can't watch MMA. It's like, why can't this be like wrestling where it's like manufactured to be really fun and cool and have good matches?
Too real.
But yeah, the WWE is in an amazing spot right now because they have so many young stars. Like this is kind of a changing of the guard point, you know, where you have your Roman Reigns and your Shield and your Daniel Bryan, all these young guys, you know, coming in and starting to rise up to the top, you know? So it's kind of like a changing of the guard. And they christened it the Reality Era. Began officially at WrestleMania 30 when Daniel Bryan won the title. So it's kind of a new era of wrestling's beginning. You kind of get in now. I think I might have to post the amazing WWE produced not Daniel Bryan, but the Bo Streak retrospective that they put out that showed like all of the wins. That's pretty good. All right, so that's Adam. We got into a little wrestling.
How about you?
All right, what about me? Well, let's see. I didn't watch shit this week. I've been very busy. I had my radio show, played some D&D. Adam doesn't get to do that.
No.
But I bought a game.
Oh, yeah?
You know.
Oh, yeah,
You already know.
I do,
You already know. Tomadachi Life.
Yeah.
Tomadachi Life. So did you see saw the pictures I posted?
I did. I'm excited, yeah.
So Tomadachi Life, the game came out for 3DS. Had a little of that controversy over the fact that you weren't able to have gay relationships in it.
Oh, yeah.
Which I thought, I mean, I've gone into video game journalism activism before as being really annoying.
Yeah.
And this game's Japanese. They're not, I don't know, it's not, it's hard to, it's, you know what I mean? It's like, why don't we harp on like those old Harvest Moon games for not having, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's so weird.
I think it's just that, you know,
the way
it's come out so recently.
That's true. But the way that the game is set, it's one of those things that it would be really weird to put in. Because, like, I think the game is meant for kids and adults. And, like, the like, relationships that your characters have is, like, totally, like, you have these two people together and they're fun and then they have a baby. They can have a baby. I haven't gotten to baby stage yet. I haven't leveled up fast enough. I haven't gotten that far yet. I need to grind out a few more levels to get to the baby making part of the game. But
unlock baby making.
Yeah, but I think that it makes like an amalgamation of the two me's together into one baby.
Oh wow.
But like, so the idea is that like, I can understand why it's not in there. I don't, and literally, I don't know what people got crazy. They just didn't do it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not like they omitted it on purpose. It just wasn't in there. Because the way it is you set up your me, and then you say their gender and whether or not they're an adult. So if they're an adult, they can have relationships.
Yeah.
So if they wanted to have same-sex relationships, you would have to have adult and then put in a sexual preference, which seems a lot of an ass. You know what I mean? That's a bit of an ass.
You wouldn't have to put in sexual preference necessarily. You could just have them like whatever based on their like a friendship gauge or something like that.
No, there is, but it just seems weird because there's just no delicate way to do it the way that the game is set up. You know what I mean? Like, you'd literally have to be like, is this character gay or straight? Like, just write it down. And it's like, that's totally bad as well. You know what I mean? It's just...
I don't know. I think the reason why it caused such a kind of a fuss, though, is that I think it's one of those games where, you know, you do put yourself into the game.
That's true.
And if you are gay or, you know, whatever, it's going to feel like, well,
yeah,
this isn't me because I can't do that.
Yeah, it's weird.
Which is why,
you know what I mean, though? It's weird because you can imagine like a 12-year-old kid getting this game who doesn't know, you know, and you know anything about sexuality, and then they have to like be like, all right, I made this cool me. and I have to give a sexual preference for it. And what does that even mean? You know what I mean?
I think anybody 12 years old probably knows
Okay,
what
but like
that
an
means.
8-year-old, you know what I mean? This game is E for everyone.
Yeah.
It just moves into I don't know. I'm sure, you know what? They're getting paid a lot of money to make games. I'm sure they can figure out an elegant way of doing it for the next one, which they said they would.
Yeah.
So
I don't
you know
think
what
it's
I mean?
a huge deal.
It's not,
but
because it's a fucking game where two fake people like do fake. They don't even have have sex. I think they just are like, we're friends. So a stork drops a baby off.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, whatever. It's fun though. So I love that.
I see both sides of it.
I do too.
It seems kind of like a weird omission, you know, in 2014, where a lot of these games do offer stuff like that. It's just kind of weird that they didn't. But on the other hand, it's just one of those things where, you know, it's a different culture for one thing and all that stuff. So.
Well, it's not like Japan actually is probably way more tolerant of gays than America.
Not publicly.
Okay.
Like,
I guess they're not as publicly against it. They're not all Bible-y over there.
right. But it's also kind of seen like, I don't know.
Maybe less legitimate.
I was gonna say
Because gay is more of like a fad over there. You know, it's
I
like,
was gonna say, yeah, it's not like a moral thing. I don't think so much as a fitting in with society type thing.
yeah,
Where, you know, which I guess is better, but also still not
better
really.
in a way, but not
Approved,
not good
I guess.
all the way.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's fair. But you know,
Because there's kind of a like, you know, you're the duties to society first kind of feeling over there a lot. And
yeah,
what they need right now is kids. So
that's true. Yeah, Japan's population is dwindling right now, so they're just
Yeah.
like, please have children.
yeah,
Please
pretty
don't
much.
move away from our country. Why would you want to move out of Japan? Because their government's pretty conservative right now.
I was gonna say there are reasons.
Well,
Although
I
I
know.
guess recently-
I want to say this, that like I seriously consider leaving Wisconsin because of our government right now.
Yeah.
People are talking about like, there's an article I read. It's like people are leaving Madison and Wisconsin that are, you know, growing up here, and it's like, why are they doing that? Because there's no good transportation systems. People don't like driving. It's like, no, people
Yeah.
don't like the goddamn governor. Like
Yeah,
people
yeah.
want to live in a liberal state. I'm sorry. Like
People in Madison definitely.
yeah,
do,
well, yeah, especially in Madison. But it's like I don't want to live in a state where our governor is a douchebag and is just kind of lame. I don't know. He looks like a turtle. He has that weird Scott Walker turtle face he does. He's just like,
I guess I don't know.
He looks
I wouldn't
so
hold that against
dopey.
him.
He didn't
but-
graduate college.
Neither
He
did
dropped
I.
out of college. But you're not running
So
for
did I.
governor. And you're
If I did,
and you're-
I could run for governor.
yeah, but you're way smarter. I trust you. I don't trust this guy.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. He's the loser. All right, but you know what? Whatever. He's gonna have a tough race, but you know, we'll see.
I guess that's coming up again, isn't it?
Yeah, it's coming up. Governor race. It's
Couple of years.
2016, I think, is
Yeah.
that. And I hope he gets voted out. Who knows? Whatever. It doesn't
Still
really
a
make
lot
a
of rural-
difference anyway. It's just, you know, he's just. I hate getting political, but it's just something I want to talk about that angers me. Is that I don't care what you are as long as you know politically. I mean, I'm certainly a lot more left leaning, but you know, it's like there was a great thing, I think it was on the Colbert Report or oh god, it was one of those shows. It might have been the Daily Show, but they were just talking about like Scott Walker's stance on gay marriage. From being staunchly against it to drifting to the position of I don't have a position is his position.
Right.
It's like
Because
it's not popular now to
Exactly.
be against it, even though you were talking how religious and against it you were.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, dude, pick a side and stick with it. Like, I
Yeah.
don't care if you are against something, but you can't just be like slimy and be like, wow, this is more popular to be on this side now, so I want to try and get those middle people votes that aren't, you know, not crazy Bible beaters that hate
Right.
gay marriage. Whatever. I mean, it's this whole issue, and we're getting real political now, but I want to cut it off after this. It just blows my mind how people can have these positions that they have, because it's the same thing as civil rights. It's like if we go 40 years in the future and I tell my children what happened, they're gonna be like, "What? Like, how dumb were people? And it's like, I know, I wasn't one of them, but people were dumb, dragging their feet from something that's really obvious.
Yeah,
it's like, everyone has the same rights. Deal with it. .gif. You know what I mean?
know. And there's
sunglasses down on the face. Deal with it. That's
family
the way.
Members of mine too.
I know, but it's like,
I know.
Get with the times, man.
I know.
And I'm, and it's interesting because so I watched Ken Burns Baseball, the documentary series he did, and Red Barber, who was one of the Dodgers, the New York Dodgers, Brooklyn Dodgers announcers. When Jackie Robinson, before he began playing, Red Barber said he refused to announce games. He grew up in the South. He was against black people, and he talks in that documentary about, I had to change the way I thought. He was like, that wasn't right what I was thinking, and I apologize. You know what I mean? It's like, I was clearly in the wrong. I was brought up one way, and I fought it initially, but, I met the guy, I talked to him, he's a human being, I support him, I was wrong. You know what I mean? It's just like, I feel like I just want to take everyone, and make them have a friend that is gay. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, they're real people that are normal.
I know.
And
It's like I still
hey.
hear older family members talk about the gay agenda, and I'm like, what?
What agenda? To be equal?
Exactly.
To have normal lives?
I know.
What an agenda.
Right.
Oh, Jesus. Whatever. Let's get off that topic and talk about video games.
Well, I just want to throw one last
fucking
thing
Tomadachi life, getting the politics out.
just to piss more people off.
Okay.
I think it's kind of the same way with creationism.
Oh, so, I know. That that's that. You can believe in God, but God didn't create loopholes in science.
Yeah.
You can probably talk your way around it just as long as you can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people try and talk their way around the science, and I feel like you can talk your way around the scripture as well.
Pretty much.
And it's just whichever one you want to go with,
I just love the image of the devil placing fossils in the earth.
He's like, you bastards. I feel like the devil sounds like Danny DeVito too, apparently. Deandra! I'm putting fossils in the ground. Oh, I can't do Danny DeVito. I wish I could. I need to have a quart of vodka, and then I could do a Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Oh, but he's, little Debbie Daniel DeVito putting in fossils, eroding making it look like these lakes have been eroding for century or, eons.
The Grand Canyon.
He was just carving out the Grand Canyon. How did creationists describe the Grand Canyon? And erosion.
It's all part of the flood. It's the flood.
It's the flood. The flood eroded it quickly.
Yeah. The worldwide flood eroded it.
It's like, fuck your evolution. Fuck it.
I mean, you'd think then that there'd be a bunch of Grand Canyons, but
it's kind of crazy. It's kind of like how the ISIS are the super crazy terrorists. You have because Al Qaeda has publicly said they go too far, which is a bad sign if you're a terrorist organization, or maybe a good sign, I guess. But it's there's mainstream Christian religions have accepted the Big Bang Theory. I think Catholicism accepted Big Bang Theory, maybe even evolution at this point. And it's just
I think so.
Oh yeah, and it's just that's science clearly. I mean, God did it, and that's how God created evolution. Whatever, that's how it works. And it's just duh. And whereas so that you have these crazy sects that are just no, we know better. So what I'm saying is creationists are basically the truthers of God. They're basically conspiracy theorists.
All right, we need the Earth's birth certificate.
Yeah. Was the Earth born in Kenya or not? It actually might have been, humankind.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
I would say first humans may have been from the Kenya. Right?
Adam, we need Adam's birth certificate.
There we go. Adam, where are you from? Eve, where's your birth? Okay, good. Adam's rib. Good. This checks out. That makes sense biologically.
Yep, totally.
All right. But Tomadachi Life is an incredible game. So you create little me's, and you can use QR codes to import one. So I went on a Tumblr site that just has famous people. Yeah. And so my me village in Tomadachi Life is just full of famous people. We've got Captain Hook. We got Adam Ham.
Yeah.
We've got Shaquille
Clearly
O'Neal.
I'm one of those famous people.
Sean White, the snowboarder, because those were on the Nintendo website. Sean White, Shaquille O'Neal, and a couple Dancing with the Stars people and whatever. I got them because I was like, whatever, they're free. I got Daria Morgendorfer from Daria. We got, I made an Uma Thurman because I was trying to think of females because it's like mostly guys on these down.
Sausage fest in your
I know, it was
village.
a sausage fest. I had to inject a little feminism. There's Lauren and me. Boy, who else do I got? I got Charlie Day from
Nice.
Always Sunny. But, you know, Admiral Akbar. Who else?
How does that look like? How does a me?
I'll have to post a picture of Admiral Akbar. Him and Daria, fast friends. Actually,
Nice.
but you know the game is fun because it uses so all the Mii's talk,
Yeah.
which is incredible because they use like a little voice modulator generator. So like they'll talk and they go around.
You can make them sound horrible.
You can. I have Paul Bearer from the WWE, and his voice is super high pitched. It's incredible. So yeah, I have all these characters just running around doing things. You know, they'll like hang out with each other on the beach, and you can just like watch them doing zany things. You can play games. It reminds me a lot of kind of the zaniness of the WarioWare games. You know, where it's just kind of really crazy and like wacky and out there. Like you can go into their dreams when they're sleeping and just see the weird dreams they're watching. Like I have Rihanna that I found, and she was dreaming that she was like a snail running around like a table, and then she woke up and I got like a snail present. There was escargot. You, Adam, were in a dream where you had a balloon tied to your leg, and you were chasing it around a table, and it kept getting in front of you because the string was pulling the balloon. I know, right? Like,
That sounds
weird.
familiar.
Adam, do you want to know who your best friend in that game is? Your next door neighbor, Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
Oh, that's great.
Oh my God. There's so many times I'm like, what's going on? Like Lauren and I hang out, like Daria and Admiral Akbar hang out, Shaquille O'Neal and someone else, Captain Hook and Christina Aguilera are fast friends.
Nice.
But Adam, you and Jesus were John at the cafe talking about your lives. So you can like sit in on these things and I'll have like randomly generated conversations that are just weird, wacky like sentences. It's like two chatbots talking to each other. It's just fun. Oh, I love that game. I'm so happy with that purchase. It was $35. Bought it on the digital store. I did that too. I transferred my 3DS SD card into a 32 gig card. Best decision I ever made. And Nintendo made it easy. You literally take out your card, put it in a card reader, take all the files off. It's just two folders. Put in another card, put those files on put those two folders on the new card, put the card in your 3DS, done.
Nice.
It's like not even like hard. You don't even have to do any weird license changing. It's just just put on a new card, stick it in, done. So yeah, now I have space to download a lot of games. So I'll probably be playing a lot more 3DS games because they're just fun. And I've got some zany pictures I'll put on the post about Adam and Jesus are best friends.
That's great. You and I are friends too, right? I think I saw.
No,
we're pretty good. No,
our characters don't talk in the game.
Really?
No, I did. There's a compatibility meter where you can put two characters and see how compatible they are.
Yeah.
And you and I are 94% compatible. So if we ever do meet each other, we'll become best friends. But we haven't really hung out. We haven't spent time. But I'm sure we'll meet each other at a group event or something. Because there are events that happen. There's like a magic show that you can do. There's like mystery box challenges. You can play Frisbee with your Miis.
Oh, I talk like a concert thing. Is there like in the...
Oh, yeah. You can have me sing a song that you write yourself.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's just kind of like it reminds me of like The Sims, you know? Like The Sims, if you like made all of the Sims like famous people and like your friends and put them all in like a village together and then you just like watch them, but it's like really hands off. You don't have to like tell them what to do. They just do what they're going to do and you witness it. And then there's like a news channel that'll just like randomly has news alerts that like make up fake events that happen in town and put the Mii's in front of it. I don't know. I'm absolutely in love with that game, and I can see why it was so huge in Japan because it's just a lot of zany fun that you just like log into and be like, "What's going on in this town lately?" My town is Party Hardy Island, so that's where everyone lives. Party Hardy. Yeah, it's really fun though.
You should make our armies available to people.
I will. I'll put it on the fucking website. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I think I can just have it make a photo that is the QR code, and I'll just share that.
Yeah.
I'll share that to the website. So if you got Tomadachi Life and you want the Jon me and the Adam me, get in there. I might have to update Adam though. You're right. He does look a little angry eyebrows.
He does look
Doesn't he
angry.
look a lot like you though?
He does.
I know.
Actually. He looks
I was
quite
so
a bit like
surprised
me.
that I was able to get the hair perfect.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I was really excited, and so and then you and Jesus have a lot in common, apparently.
What do we have?
I
in
don't know
common?
because I did the compatibility tester on you and Jesus, and it was 14%.
Really?
Yeah, yet you still hang out all the time. So I don't know. I guess I think it actually said this on the compatibility tester. I don't know if I took a screenshot of that one, but. Oh, and the game allows you to take screenshots at any time by hitting X or Y. X is the top,
nice.
Y is the bottom screen. So when crazy funny shit happens, you can just quick snap it, and then you can share it to like Tumblr, Facebook, Twitter. That's pretty cool, yeah. So that's really, really forward thinking of Nintendo.
Yeah.
But you had a 14%. I think it said something about how they like don't see eye to eye but can't stop talking to each other or something. Just have interesting
always debating
debates
Jesus.
all the time with Jesus.
Yeah, exactly.
The funny part about that debate, though, would be like, well, I don't believe in you. And he's like, I'm fucking right here, man. I'm right here. What do you
would
say
be
about
amazing.
that? He's like, well, okay then. Maybe I don't believe everything you say then.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, so that's fun. I played a ton of that. Played ton of World of Warcraft.
Oh my god.
Unbelievable amounts this week.
I'm not surprised.
Probably like 20, 30 hours this week.
It has you in its grip.
It does. I'm full on addicted. It's gotten to the point where I'm at work and I'm thinking about what I'm going to do when I get home.
I do that with Divinity sometimes. That's why I kind of had to cool it off.
Which is
this week. I was
what
like,
happened to me when I got real addicted early on, like 2005, 2006.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. It would just be where I'm sitting at work, like planning what I'm going to do when I get home. It's like, all right, I got to go to
Yeah.
this place. Got to do my quest there to get my rep up so I can finally get my, my cloud serpent flying mount. I've got, I don't know. It's just addictive as hell because it's so well put together now. And I'm in a guild that raids, so I'm able to I did a raid on Wednesday night, got my tier 16 chest piece, tunic of the barbed assassin. So I have 2 pieces of my tier gear now.
Gotta admit, I'm kind of surprised that you stuck with your rogue and then you didn't get back to like a hunter or something. But
No, I really like rogue, and I really like this guild, I guess. So
Yeah.
And this guy was up, and I got way into playing rogue. I really love being a rogue.
cool.
It's fun. I'm tooling around the game right now because I keep it running so the podcast stays synced.
Yeah.
Adam and I were having sync issues with the podcast, and I determined that the sync issues were due to the fact that his computer is older, so it runs slower. So the clock,
My laptop. Yeah.
so the clock speed gets off sync. So his voice records milliseconds slower than mine, and so that over the course of the hour and a half to 2 hours, it gets off by like 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So if I run a bunch of programs, which I'm doing right now, it actually, last 2 episodes have been almost completely synced up. So it seems to be working. I really should have got that water, talking myself into this. All right, Adam, guess what? I'm going to do this live on air.
Oh, what's that?
So I do the LFR raids, which is where you just sign up on a thing and then it puts you into a raid with a group of random people on decreased difficulty. And then the Throne of Thunder, which is like the second of the 3 tiers of raids. It was like the second big expansion of the expansion. You know how they put out updates?
Yeah, yeah.
So this was like the first one was the original like 2 or 3 raid dungeons, and then Throne of Thunder is another 4, and then Siege of Orgrimmar, which just came out, it's another 4. So this is in the middle. So I do them just to get points for my legendary cloak quest. But there are primal eggs that drop, which give you mounts or things. And I randomly got another one. I already got one. I got a black raptor. So I'm going to open this one. You have to wait 3 days in game to open it because it's like incubating. So I'm going to open it now and see what I get. Red Primal Raptor. Awesome. Brand new. So now I have a red Velociraptor mount.
Nice.
Let's open that up on air live. Let's see here. Reigns of the Red Raptor. Let me see how he looks. I bet it looks a lot like the black one, which I have. Yep. Looks like the black one, but red.
Are there like really rare ones that are weird?
No, I think the black one's actually the rarest one. But I think they're all pretty close in the thing. So.
But there's not like some crazy raptor one that's different than the others? Or?
No. Not those.
Different
There
colors?
are crazy ones that drop in that instance that aren't from the eggs. But the eggs are just like, it's like a Yoshi egg, basically. You're always going to get a raptor or a Yoshi. It'll be a different color every time.
Okay.
So I got a red one. Oh, someone's talking about this nice love rocket this guy has. I've got a love rocket mount too. Boom.
The Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day
events.
special mount that's super rare. And it's like 1% drop, and I totally got it. I love it.
Why are we getting into this?
I don't know.
now?
That's what I'm into. All right, sorry.
You're so addicted. You're playing it on the podcast.
Well, I was running it in the background. I just wanted to see what was
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
actually, while we were talking, I thought about that egg, and I was like, I bet it's ready to hatch. So I got to do it live. Red Raptor, John's account. All right. What else is going on? So I did that, Tomadachi Life. So I played a lot of that. I did play another game.
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian Hollywood.
You tried it
I
out?
downloaded it on my phone. I had to try it out. It's making all that money. I gotta see what's going on. That game's all right. I was surprised. It's well, not surprised because I heard it was all right, but yeah, it's kind of one of those games where you're just clicking on things and using your energy points to like advance and stuff.
No, I can't do that.
Okay, but it's in the wrapper of like you're a new person in Hollywood and you chance meet with Kim Kardashian. And she like brings you to a friend, and you basically like get in like modeling business. And I guess you can probably branch your career out there. I got a manager and a publicist now. So like interesting, there was a choice early on in the game where I got to choose them whether. So I met this guy who was like, his name was like Dirk something or other. He was being a dick to me because I talked to this girl and he was like, "Hey, you talking to my girlfriend? You hitting on my girlfriend?" I was like, "No, I was just saying hi." And then he like gets up in your face about it and whatever. And then I think he tweets something. So there's like a Twitter in the game. And he tweets something about you like macking on his girlfriend, and like you lose like fans because of that. And so then like she's like, "Hey, you got to get that." Kim Kardashian's like, "You got to get that shit on lockdown." And I was like, she was like, "Get a publicist hired and they'll deal with it." And I was like, "Nah, I'll deal with it myself." And I confronted him and then called him a loser. And then he said he was stalking me on Twitter, and I lost more followers. So I had to go hire a publicist. And she hired someone to make a fake tweet about how he's having plastic surgery done. This game's incredible. It's like really well written. It's written definitely tongue-in-cheek wise with stuff.
Yeah.
And the dialogue's actually surprisingly funny. Like I was like, this is pretty decently written. Like there's some good jokes in there, and it's kind of making fun of itself. I could see why it's popular. And then the whole idea of the game is to become like a big movie star. You know what I mean? So you're like working your way up the Hollywood ladder. And it's kind of just like kind of that insider and it's vapid as hell though. It bothers me because it's like literally going from like photo shoot to like spa to like, you know what I mean? Like, this is gross.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure is what the Kardashians do.
Do you have to make that early decision on whether to do adult films or not?
The whole time I played the game, I was like, this chick was famous because she had sex with Ray J on a videotape.
Yeah,
I saw her
the sex tape
banging a
option?
guy, and now she has like fucking adornment. Like she's adored by people around. You know what I mean? Like women and girls, like high school girls, buy her fragrance and like do shit. And it's like she is only popular because she banged a guy on a videotape. Like holy fucking shit. That's the world we live in.
Yeah.
Like Paris Hilton, you know, she didn't have the sex tape first. She had that Simple Life TV show, and like she was already a well-known socialite, and then the sex tape came out, and that boosted her popularity. But that's not where she started. Kim Kardashian started by dating rappers and having sex with one on videotape, and then having that released. And that's a terrible sex tape, I might add. It's not good. I don't think she takes her shirt off very much. It's like, I wonder if that was even scripted. You know what I mean? She's still banging a guy and blowing a guy, so it's like pretty graphic. But it's like, I just wonder in the back of the head she thought, like, well, she's doing this guy, I'm gonna be famous because of this, and that's terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Why do fucking religious people don't rail on this stuff? I seems way worse than gay people being nice people.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You would think.
Pick your battles, people. Talk about the real gross stuff. Whatever. So I'll probably talk more about that next week. I just started playing it on Friday, so I've only gotten a little bit into it. I'd like to play a little bit more, though, just to see. I was, I liked it. It's a little bit clunky because there's like 8 billion meters in that game.
Is it free to play?
It's free to play.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You get money because you can't wait around to buy that fucking Gucci accessory. So you gotta fucking... It's incredible. It's just stealing from people.
Yeah.
It's not stealing. People are willing to give their money away, but somehow it feels wrong. All right, so that's what I've been playing.
Cool.
All right. Adam, you want to vamp for a minute?
Sure.
I need to get something to drink. My throat's getting dry. I'll be right back.
Okay, it's gone, guys. It's just you and me now. Can you believe this grade A bullshit? Man. Getting a drink in the middle of the podcast. I mean, come on, dude. Hey, welcome back, John.
You know, I made the decision against getting something to drink.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So you just got up for no reason then?
No, I did. I'm glad I got it. Like, I just wish I would have gotten it
you
ahead
did.
of time.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh. Oh, God. I feel so...
Great.
I was so thirsty.
Yeah.
All right.
Talking will do that.
I know. All right. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Okay. Video game news. Let's get into this shit.
Okay.
Battlefield Hardline delayed.
Yeah.
2015, huh?
Not surprised.
Not surprising.
No.
Let's see here. DICE Vice President Carl Magnus Troedsen.
That's his real name?
Carl Magnus Troedsen, I think. I don't know how to pronounce Troedsson. I don't know. So he's explained the delay, saying there was a lot of feedback in the beta, probably a lot of negative press, which I think was more important than the feedback they probably got from people.
Yeah.
So they said getting some ideas from the community that will evolve the cops and criminals fantasy into a truly unique Battlefield experience. Okay, good. Single player story depth. I guess they want more single player to story. Cool. And
did they have any available when you tried the beta?
Fuck no. It was just multiplayer. Just 2 maps too. It was real light beta. Or I'm sorry, it was 1 map, 2 modes. Stability, another issue. Considering they're still putting out patches for Battlefield 4 to the netcode still. Although I did hear, and we're going to have to play this sometime soon, Adam. Get updating Battlefield, because you got that. Let's get some out of this. But I heard the newest map pack, Dragon's Teeth, is incredible. People are saying those maps are like the best by far. It's like a market. There's like a marketplace map where it's like a crowded market. Like, yeah, I know. There's a North Korea-based map that looks like really different than all the other ones. So we'll have to try that out. You know, I honestly think that they lost a lot of goodwill from the community. Because, I mean, and they lost a lot of my goodwill. I mean, I really like that game, but it just seemed to just bog down. Like, I feel like it got worse as we played.
It
was getting
so
worse
weird.
and worse with that net connection, and to the point where it was just like I can't like get this to work, and like I'm fucking bouncing. My character's rubber banding everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just bothered me. I was like, why is this? This game's been out for like 6 months. Why is it still not working? So but you know what? They're trying, but I think it hurt them a lot, and I think they could go a long ways if they just started like I don't know. I thought of this as like just start giving away some of those map packs for free. That people got with their veteran. Yeah, I wouldn't care. I bought it, but I wouldn't care if they gave it because there'd be more people playing at this point. Yeah. Maybe they could start giving away codes for the game. Just like let's get some goodwill here now that it's working. Like. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so that's some big news. And then Dragon Age got pushed back.
That was sad for me because I was hoping that would fill in some...
Yeah, I know. Now it's going to come out the same day
Christmas.
As like 5 other games.
Right. I was hoping to have that played before other stuff.
His Diet Coke is a lifesaver. All right. We got one more video game news.
Mm-hmm.
Yog Ventures Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Did we talk about this or did we talk about the other thing?
We talked about the other thing.
Okay. So Yogscast people, they didn't do a Kickstarter, but they were affiliated with this Kickstarter for a game called Yog Ventures, which was being made by Winter Cool Games.
Mm-hmm.
So quickly raised over $567,000 from almost 14,000 backers. Closed beta of the game was released in August of 2013, and then everything went silent after the closed beta came out. Today, and by today I mean like a week ago, it was officially canceled. Let's see here. Winter Cool Games. Here we go. Reddit user. Let me read the email. All right, I gotta find the. Clicking links through links here. Oh, fuck you. Let me get the image, you bastard. No! I hate how fucking this works. Alright, why did that... Okay. Polygon. I click your link that says posted an email, and it goes to the comments section. Alright, whatever. Here's the email. Let me read this out. Hello, backers. This is Lewis Brindley, from Lewis and Simon, of course. As you may have heard, Winter Cool Games have stopped work on Yog Ventures. ... But this is actually a good thing. The project was proving too ambitious and difficult for them to complete with their 6-man team. 6-man team making a Minecraft. Well, Minecraft is made with like 2 or 3 people, I think.
Yeah, it was made mostly by one dude, I think.
Yeah, but
for the most part,
I think it was 2 or 3 people total.
It was like an artist guy, and like most of the code was one dude.
Yeah.
I think.
But they had worked on that for years and years, as a side project. Well, this was Winter Cool's project. We put a lot of time, we being the Yogscast, energy and effort into trying to help them realize their dream. Since we heard the news, we've been working hard behind the scenes to make sure you still get awesome stuff and cool experiences. We appreciate the Yogs Venture backers, are our most dedicated fans. We want to ensure you get some really cool and special stuff. So they're giving away access or codes for the game Tug, T-U-G, which is a Kickstarter that's very similar to the way Yog Ventures was going to be, where it's kind of like a open world Minecraft-y, survival-y kind of game. But they seem to be way further along in development and have a real big team of engineers and programmers making it. So it's kind of...
Those seem like a dime a dozen.
I know, right?
There's a bunch of those.
Yeah, they're trying to... It's like MMOs, like when they tried to cash in on WoW, everyone's trying to cash in on Minecraft, which is going to be difficult because Minecraft is pretty much perfect.
I mean, a lot of them are going for like the high def route of like Rust and all those and Rust with dinosaurs, whatever that's called, and there's a couple that are like that.
All right, here we go. Because Yog Ventures was never completed, it's going to be impossible to deliver the rewards relating to the finished game. However, we'll do everything we can to find cool things to take their place. So we're talking like physical rewards they were promising as part of the Kickstarter. I don't have it in front of me, but all physical Kickstarter rewards that could be shipped out should have been delivered to you now. Anything? So you're supposed to talk to them. I mean, I think they're doing a pretty good job here doing a little damage control.
I saw the post on Polygon, which seemed really cynical about it, but I also kind of thought that they were. I mean, granted, the email was maybe a little tone deaf in the fact that it's not happening, but hey.
Okay. I think there is. I think there's a right to be cynical in the fact that the Yogscast pretty much stamped their name all over this project.
Yeah.
And then now that it's failed, they're like, we had nothing to do with it.
That's
true. It's like,
that's true.
Well, you guys make a lot of money, and this was obviously floundering.
Right.
And you publicly backed it at one point, basically, by, promoting it and stuff. And now that it's crushed, you're just kind of like hands off, backing away.
It's true, but I think it's decent of them to actually provide some.
It is. It's
some
really,
recompense.
really nice of them.
Because they don't have
can
to.
afford it, I'm sure.
but yeah, I agree.
But, the Kickstarter, creator was listed as Winter Cool Games. But if you look at their profile page on Kickstarter, Winter Cool Games, they have a biography that leads with Yogscast Limited and links to the Yogscast website. So it almost felt like that these were people that were with the Yogscast making this game. But it was not at all. So I think that, this article by Phil Kohler was a little bit cynical in the fact that it seemed like they were passing this off as a Yogscast creation, but it's really just a different group that the Yogscast had probably licensed their stuff to.
I'm guessing from the way it sounds like maybe Yogscast probably invested in it some. I'd be betting.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, they probably could have saved it, if they really wanted to. But
there's comes a certain point where it's like, well, do we either put a bunch of money and hope this comes out better, or do we see what's happened now and we don't think these guys can do it at all and just cut our losses?
Well, okay, so here's one example. All right, so a lot of information started coming out about this. The Winter Cool Games founder guy has actually been really forthcoming about all of this information about what happened. So it had roughly $415,000 to use of what they made. The other went to providing the backers with physical rewards and shipping and all that stuff.
Kickstarter
and the Kickstarter cut and all that stuff. Yeah. So $300,000 was marked for developer salaries and artists, one of whom, this came out, was paid $35,000 for 2 weeks that provided no work.
Ooh.
Chris Vail of Winter Cool Games said that the unnamed artist accepted a $35,000 contract. Then 2 weeks into the contract, also accepted full-time employment with LucasArts, which was unwilling to let him moonlight for Yog Ventures. So he took...
They couldn't get that money back?
Nope, because of the contract language. They guaranteed him $35,000 in a lump sum and did not say whether or not...
He had to actually complete it.
And they did not say whether or not they could legally stop working on it. So he was paid.
Wow.
I'm sure he had a lawyer look over it, and he was like, hey, dude, you're free to go. Take that money and run. And he did.
Wow.
So apparently Lewis Brindley, one of the Yogscast founders, following that blunder, basically just was angry. I mean, the guy, the Vail,
I bet.
Vail says that he lost faith right away in my ability to run the company from a business standpoint.
For good reason. Jeez.
Brindley then demanded all the rest of the Kickstarter money that hadn't been spent is transferred to the Yogscast right away, so it's not lost through bad accounting. The Yogscast was supposed to use the money to create and ship physical rewards, and then hire at $100,000 the lead programmer the project still lacked. The project did not have a lead programmer when it was beginning. It was literally, they didn't even have a guy to program the fucking game code when they started making this game. Holy fucking shit. I mean, I feel bad, because they got a bunch of people in on this thing. They got a lot of people that donate a lot of money. A lot of people that, went there. He posted in a farewell, like the entire where all the money went. So he's like, hey, all this money got spent. We didn't walk away with any of this. People got paid to make this, and then it just fell apart. So, this is it's just a mess.
It's gonna happen sometimes.
It's just a mess. I mean, Yogscast, man, in the news. Not positively,
right.
Twice in a row here. It's just gone. It's all gone.
Yep.
There was a couple screenshots of this closed beta that looked really garbagey. Like there were no textures, and it was just like a mess. And God, that's Kickstarter. I mean, who would have thought? So I mean, I think people thought, and this is what really kind of irks me, is that like the Yogscast people were behind this and promoting it.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of money, and they produce a lot of content. And I think, I mean, it seems genius for them at this point, for them to have someone build a game that they can use to make videos about them doing game stuff in. You know what I mean? It's like, they do all these Minecraft videos, and it's like, well, what if we had our own game? Because they already have to program a lot of shit in Minecraft anyway to do their stuff. What if we had our own game? And I think that was the idea, but I think that early on, like, they were just like, these fucking people don't know what they're doing. We picked the wrong dudes. Maybe they were people they were friends with, and then they just made a shitty thing. I don't know. But,
yeah.
So it was announced that they were able to get this Tug game key, which seems to be way, way further along and cooler looking. And a Nerd Kingdom, what did they say about this game? Let's see here. Despite a lot of disappointment from the Yogscast fan base at having their dream game replaced by something else entirely, he's not too worried. It's a bummer they may have looked at us as a runner-up, but I think anyone that looks at what we're doing longer than a moment can see it's worth more than a few moments of consideration as well. They said that the Yogscast people sent them all the assets from Wintercool's game's code, basically. They were offered a link to the codes and the assets, and they didn't even click through it. They're like, we're not doing any of their shit in our game. So anyone that was hoping for any of the Yogscast stuff being in this game, not at all. They said there might be a few shout-outs to the Yogs for getting a lot of people, press on this game, Tug. But, cool. I mean, I don't know. So, all in all, kind of terrible. Another huge Kickstarter failure. And this one's, $500,000 is a big crowdfund.
It is, but that's still not that much to make a game.
No, it isn't. Which is crazy when you think how ambitious it was. Them to think they can make this for like $2 million. Or, not $2 million, but $500,000. Which is crazy. Oh, God. Kickstarter, man. I'm never backing anything again.
I still will, but I'm
how about this? I'm
going
to be choosier. And I know I've been way ranty about Kickstarter. There are good things with Kickstarter, but I'm just not going to kickstart anything. Just like how I don't pre-order things. It's like, hey, I'm interested in it, and maybe if I'm really interested, I'll talk about it on the podcast. But, I'm not going to kickstart it unless, it's someone I know personally, or, like fucking Double Fine, who has a track record of making games.
Right.
Comes out with that.
And it's like, Divinity Original Sin had a Kickstarter too to make the game better, add more features.
Certainly
stuff like
worked
that.
out for them because that game kind of kicked off pretty big.
Yeah, it was like top of the Steam downloads for weeks.
Yeah,
like
I mean, it got a lot of the Zeitgeist. Got a lot of people getting into that. I love it. It's a fun game, and I'm glad that worked out. And you know what? I didn't back it, and I got the game, and I'm happy.
Yeah, me too.
You don't need it.
I do kind of wish I'd gotten. I wish I had.
But that's not too bad.
I want those special rewards.
Yeah. All right, so QuakeCon happened. Really? Yeah, the QuakeCon happened. That's still a thing. QuakeCon happened, and Epic. Remember, they people that don't know, they had talked about their new Unreal Engine. Is going to be not crowdfunded, I guess, but crowdsourced basically. They had the Unreal Engine had been. They're doing kind of like Unity, where you can just use it for free, I guess, And if you want to license,
Oh, yeah.
so I guess the whole idea of the new Unreal Engine, it's not like Unity, but it's a similar system where basically the code's free, but like people can build stuff in the code and like license it. So they're like, hey, we made this cool like tree simulator for the Unreal.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
here it is. You can buy it, and it's kind of like Steam. So the Epic games will take a cut of those sales of what people have built in their system. So it's kind of like, it seems genius. I mean, they're basically making this code from the ground up, and they're basically saying, all right, if you want to build stuff in this code and sell it, you can get money. We'll take a cut because you're using our system we built, and there it is. So I think it's genius. There's footage of the Unreal Tournament, the newest version.
Well, I was gonna say, aren't they putting out like a free to play Unreal?
It's going to be free too. We've seen some of this footage.
I have
Fucking
not,
looks
no.
incredible. Graphics look
Good,
amazing.
cool.
So this is really exciting. They call it playable concept art because it just looks like art. I mean, it is beautiful.
I'll have to
Yeah,
check it
definitely. I
out.
put a link in the Evernote, but people can just look up Unreal Tournament new footage. That's one thing that came out. There's a very neat article about Dwarf Fortress.
I didn't actually read this one, but I am familiar with Dwarf Fortress.
Yeah, so
what's going
for
on?
those of you who
in
don't
the
know
world
what
of
Dwarf Fortress is, I'm in love with Dwarf Fortress. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I have a future idea of the podcast that has to do with Dwarf Fortress, which I will discuss off air with them. No, don't worry, it'll be good.
Okay.
It doesn't involve playing it. It
Good.
involves recanting tales of Dwarf Fortress's past and lost and interesting, because the game is all about. All right, so Dwarf Fortress. Those who don't know, it's an online game. It's free. It's all ASCII art, so you basically got a black screen, and the art is all just colored in pixel boxes and letter symbols and things.
Basically, you have to read it like the Matrix.
Yeah, well, it's better than that, but
same to me.
it's
pretty much.
similar in its opaqueness. You can download mods that do add textures and things.
Yeah.
They actually make it look a lot more like a regular game, and I use those a lot because it's just easier to look at. Okay, so that was released a decade ago, maybe is when it started. It was a long time ago. So you pick your. It's like, kind of like starts off like Oregon Trail. You pick your like 6 starting dwarves, kind of professions they have. You know, you got a certain amount of money to spend on supplies, and you go off on a wagon out into the wilderness to forge your own civilization. So you send off your crew of dwarves. They go out to an area that you pick on a world. You basically build a fortress. It's kind of like randomly generated encounters. There's monsters. There's stuff. But this article kind of goes into the complexity of the game that is insane.
Yeah,
I'm going to read to you how this generator works. So you install the game. There's nothing. It's blank. The world doesn't exist because you need to generate a world to start, which I think you can throw in some random characters as like a seed for the world.
Like
Minecraft. But the complexity is insane. All right, so at the push of a button, fractal generator divides oceans from land, calls existence into a landmass area around twice the size of New Jersey, I guess, is the default medium size of landmass. Software then throws it out and keeps generating 16,000 square mile chunks of real estate. Okay, so it takes up a little bit of land, and then it generates a bunch out from that until it gets the right distributions of elevations. Basically making I guess an algorithmical high and low points in the world to make it interesting. So there's big mountains and small valleys. Okay, so check this out. But this is just how things shape out. And then basically over the years, they developed an intricate system to simulate eons of geologic time, stacking fractal layers and blending them with algorithms to give life to the world. The first layer plots annual rainfall and each map location. Then separate fractal simulates the deposition of mineral elements throughout the underground, giving it a kind of texture. A temperature fractal is generated and rough biomes emerge, crossed with the rainfall. The next here is important: drainage. Dwarf Fortress simulates the complex forces of erosion. Only after biomes are created and rivers begin running due to rainfall, slashing deep valleys as they flow toward oceans. When they meet the oceans, salinity algorithm kicks into areas to make like mangrove swamps, swampy river deltas. Of course, recent thing they added were a thing called rain shadows. Have you heard of rain shadows? So, like, on the other side of a tall mountain, there's usually a desert. Yes, because the clouds don't get over the top of the mountain, making the desert. Right. So they've added that into the game. So there's deserts now that are simulated. And that's just the way the land is formed, of course. All right, after the map is locked into place, this is incredible. Like, it talks about how this can take, like, I think if you run it at a super large map, it can take 20 minutes to generate a world. Because there's lots of variables you can choose. You can choose the age of the world as being young, old, like super old. So basically, once your like map of the world has been like eroded and everything and like simulated, they then assign energy to each region, ranging from good to evil on a scale of 1 to 20. So evil places will get evil names, like the jungles of the mire, or good places will get Ivory Hills, and they'll kind of it'll get. It's auto-generating names for everything. It's incredible. Yeah. Of course, there's more than that, because then it puts different societies down in these different areas, and you have your goblins and kobolds and orcs and humans and dwarves and elves, and it simulates. I think the default's 20 years or 200 years. You can simulate up to thousands of years of history in a world. There are fan-made applications called like a Legends Viewer that if you give them your file of generated world, it can put in like stories of things that have happened in your universe, reading battle histories of infamous creatures that have been created and destroyed in the history of the world. I mean, we're talking about this isn't generating a little map. It's generating an entire world with like actual rainfall estimates and complex historical randomly generated stories of monsters fighting heroes in different areas, and which your characters in the game will know and talk about. Like you can have characters in the game like craft items, and they'll like craft like history on them. So it'll be like weird world history and stuff that happened in your world that's unique to your game. It's like it's kind of like having an ant farm that has like a 2,000-year-old Lord of the Rings style history. You know what I mean? It's just incredible, and I absolutely love this game, but it is fucking incomprehensible. Like it is complicated as hell. I mean, as you can tell from what I just said, I went through that crazy story, but I just want to plug that game because it's really fun. I think we're gonna do something in the future with that, so we can have a little segment where Adam and I can recount the tales of Dwarf Fortress's past and some of the interesting stories that come with that.
Yeah, that could be fun.
Oh yeah. All right. So I think that's it for video games.
Yeah.
Adam, you had a news story?
I did probably. Let me look that up real quick.
It's on the AV Club. Nickelodeon.
Oh yeah.
What's going on with Korra?
Yeah. Sad news.
It's not sad news.
Well, no, it's not. It's weird news, I guess. Nickelodeon is pulling the final 5 episodes of Legend of Korra from television. So the last one aired, I think, this last Thursday. Yep. No more being shown on TV. Not canceled. Show's not canceled. The rest of the season and the 4th season are still being made. And I guess they're going to release it on like stuff like Amazon and digitally.
And Nick.com.
And Nick.com,
the Nick app.
Yeah. The Nick app. So, still happening, still being released, but I guess... So, did we talk about the stuff that happened earlier where early episodes were released by accident? Or did we talk about
I don't think we did. Let's talk about it.
Okay, so early on, before the season was premiering, because the season was supposed to premiere this fall.
Yep.
Before that happened, like Nick Telemundo, I guess, like the Spanish version of Nick.
Telemundo.
I don't know what the actual name is. It's like Nick Mundo or something. But they had accidentally released online the was it 3rd through 6th or something?
Okay.
Like 3, 4, 5, and 6. They released them online.
All right.
In Spanish. So, before it was even premiered, there was a huge leak. Lots of information got put out. And kind of as a result, Nick, having only advertised it for like 1 week, decided to just start showing it. Because it's kind of already out there. People were already talking about it, stuff like that. So they just started showing it. And they have been showing like 2 episodes a week now. For like 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, it sounds like Nick only had like 1 week of run-up before they started releasing the new episodes.
Nobody knew about it. Ratings, I guess, have not been that great because nobody knew it was.
Well,
they were expecting it in the fall.
according to the creators, they said the online ratings are doing pretty well, but it's the TV ratings weren't doing so good.
They weren't doing so good because as good as they have been in the past because it was such a weird situation.
You could say I don't think the Legend of Korra kind of hit the same amount of popularity that Avatar did.
Well, the first 2 seasons did really well, actually. They did really well, but
I like the episodes of the 3rd season I've seen.
Me too.
It looks great.
Too.
Yeah, I mean, people are saying that they NBC'd the show. That's true.
Yeah,
they didn't advertise it and showed it on Friday night.
Oh, Friday nights. Yeah, Friday nights.
Late Friday night.
So basically, it was already kind of fucked. And they decided, rather than try to salvage it, they're not going to show it on TV. They're going to show it digitally. A lot of people watch stuff digitally now anyways. Especially parents who have, like, small kids. They'll buy stuff online and show it to them, like, 5,000 times. So, and I also usually buy it through Amazon.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't fucking buy it anyway.
Yeah, not a huge deal. But just kind of weird, kind of a sad thing, I guess.
Like, I thought this show was doing really well, and it's just, okay.
And I imagine when the 4th season comes around, they probably will show it again, provided there's no weirdness.
Yep.
I think just the early leak and them deciding to show it early, both bad things happened and messed everything up.
Yeah.
So. Just kind of a shame, I think, that people who might have only seen it on TV won't get to see it because it's a great show.
I hope Nick does something to point those people towards the online space. Like, hey, you can still get this. You just got to go on our website,
And honestly, I think I actually may like Korra more than the first one.
Avatar? I might too, actually.
I think it seems a little bit more adult, a bit.
It is. The animation's really cool.
Oh, the animation!
It's even better than it was,
Yeah, it looks so good.
The show continues to be smartly written. It's really fun. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's great. So I'm looking forward to the game coming out by Platinum. So that should be interesting.
Yep. Good old Platinum.
Yep, that's pretty much that news. Just
it is weird, and
if people who listen to the show are fans of Korra, because we talk about it a lot.
Yeah, I don't know if we talk about it on the show a lot, but
we have when new seasons come out when we watch them. So if you got into the show from listening to us, you have to watch it online now.
Yep. Yeah. So, all right. I guess we want to move on to one final topic here because we're getting on time.
Yeah, we are.
All right, I had a bunch of stuff I wanted to rant about, but what's grinding my gears, right?
Yeah.
But I'm going with this. Something I just posted today. I saw that a relative posted to me on Facebook. Did you see the Mike Rowe thing?
I don't.
All right, Mike Rowe, Dirty Jobs. You know him? We share a last
Dirty
name.
Jobs.
So I feel like I'm important to get the Rowe name out there and good. He is a well-known conservative. Yes.
Is he?
Oh, yes.
I did not know that.
So he has did a Facebook post on his page, making a 12-point sweat pledge. I guess he created the pledge for applicants to a scholarship program, I suppose. But we think But this someone posted this website. It's called The Crux, which must be a conservative website or something. I don't know. I don't know what to call it, I guess. It's something I've seen, I guess, with a lot of people, especially people that are a little bit older, is they're saying this. So the article says this is a simple 12-point pledge could save America. America needs to be saved. You know what I mean? Kind of one of those ideas. All right, here it is. Here's the 12-point pledge that Mike Rowe said. Let's go through the 12 points, Adam. All right. So this is the SWET, which is an acronym for skill and worth ethic aren't taboo. Of course, because this is something that I think I'm going to rant about what old people rant about in an old man type ranty way. So get ready for some meta ranting here. But people rant about this all the time. And I see people always, like, especially conservative people, not especially, but they tend to be the louder voices with this. But kind of like America's in the gutter because Americans take everything for granted. Here we go.
Okay.
Number one. If you're getting the sweat, Adam, I want you to pledge the sweat.
All right.
I believe that I have won the greatest lottery of all time. I'm alive. I walk on Earth. I live in America. Above all things, I am grateful. It's good.
Yeah.
Forgot to add in, I am white and a man to that because that would be the greatest lottery win of all time. Of course.
And
straight. Yes, of course. You get all those things, then you're good. You're good there.
Yeah.
Because any of those other ones, if you're a woman, you may be as good as a man, but you're going to make 80 cents on the dollar. If you're black, you're going to probably be discriminated against when you're applying for jobs. But be grateful. I mean, at least you're in America. At least you're not in North Korea starving to death.
Yeah. That's true.
So, you got that going. All right.
Which is nice.
Adam, I believe, number 2, I believe I'm entitled to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Nothing more. I also understand that happiness and the pursuit of happiness are not the same thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you aren't, happiness isn't granted, but your ability to find it is. So, okay, so I guess, all right, so if you are a gay individual, then pursuit of happiness is fine. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. That's what makes you happy. You can pursue it. All right, so that one I can get behind. It gets a little condescending-y at the end there. It's got to add that last sentence on, being like, "Hey, by the way, being happy and trying to be happy ain't the same thing. I'm happy. I did a show on the fucking Discovery Channel. I'm the voice of Ford trucks sometimes. Sometimes it's Dennis Leary. But sometimes it's me. Okay. I believe there's no such thing as a bad job. I believe that all jobs are opportunities, and it's up to me to make the best of them. It's fucking bullshit.
That's bullshit.
That's bullshit, my friend.
There
are bad jobs. You think that people that work retail at Walmart that have, like, no chance to ever work full-time because the company refuses to hire people full-time and have no chances of ever moving up to, like, manager because they hire people in? I mean, like, there are bad jobs.
Yeah.
I believe that all jobs are opportunities. That I get with. But, because, it's an opportunity to find something out about yourself. Like, okay, I really don't like this. Let's try and find a different job. And that maybe be making the best of it. But I feel like he's trying to say, like, okay, don't complain about your job. There's no bad job. You have a job. Well, there are bad jobs because this country has kind of gotten itself into a situation where I don't know how to describe it other than the fact that I think that people don't realize that there are shitty jobs out there. That, people...
I will say, I think that pretty much any job is better than no
true.
job.
But I also feel like that the rights of workers are taking a step backwards, which is unfortunate and bad. Because it makes more jobs into bad jobs that wouldn't be bad jobs. Just because, I mean, one of the biggest things that bothers me is part-time stuff. Is that like companies like are getting around not having to pay for healthcare and things by just hiring people to work 30 hours a week instead of 40.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's bullshit. I hate that. You know what I mean? It's so many companies just won't give you hours, and you can't really work somewhere else because you have a job that may have shift. Like this is something that happens at Walmart because they don't give you set schedule. They changes every week to week, and so you can't have two jobs because you don't know what your schedule is going to be. But you also can't work full time because they aren't giving you full time work hours. It's crazy. That bothers me. All right. I do not follow my passion. I bring it with me. I believe that any job can be done with passion and enthusiasm. Right, Adam? You don't try and find a job doing what you want to do.
I don't think that's necessarily what he's saying.
I think that this whole thing is very condescending and a little bit elitist and possibly racist in some ways.
I do think that if you're going to do a job, you should do it as good as you can.
I agree.
And put your... I don't know if passion is the right word, but your effort into it.
I can get behind that.
I don't know if I'd go as far as passion because I don't think you can actually...
Like, I'm not...
I don't think you can falsely put passion into something.
No, that's
that you
not
just
that's
don't
not
enjoy.
passion. I think you need to follow your passions, but you also need to be reasonable about what you need to do. Like you follow your passion, but you also need a job. And when you have a job, you do it well. Because why do anything shittily? Because you're going to hate it even more if you don't do a good job at it. You know what I mean? Like if you have a shitty job that you hate and you do a shitty job at it, it's all around bad. Because you're like, I don't like being there. I'm not good at it. And then you hate it.
I think that one's okay if we strike out passion and put pride there instead.
Done with pride and enthusiasm. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
If we switch out passion for pride, I go with
I deplore debt. Number 5. I deplore it.
I do. I deplore debt too.
I hate it too.
But I have in a lot of it.
I do all I can to avoid it. Adam?
I did until I was in it. And then
this is like I like that Mike Rowe is like the old man now.
Yeah.
All right, this next sentence is gonna hit you in the mouth.
I agree with the thought of that one. I think you should try to avoid.
Okay, so you're not going to you're not going to college. Clearly, if you want to avoid debt. I would rather live it.
Well, it is possible to slowly work through college, but
yeah, good luck with,
or at least keep your debt down as much as possible.
Good luck with college. Prices going up every year. The ability to do that.
Hard.
I mean, I talked to my parents, and they paid for college with summer jobs. Like you were able to afford a year of college.
$500 for
exactly
tuition,
off of a summer job.
Right. That would be amazing.
Yeah, it would be, but, and it's just not the way it works now.
Instead of the $25,000 I still owe.
That's a lot.
At least. I've more probably. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I got like 8.
Yeah, I don't pay it as much as I should.
You just paying the minimums?
Pretty much.
But you shouldn't pay more than the minimum. This is a little life advice I'm going to give out. Never pay off your student debt. Ever. Just let that shit ride paying the minimums. Because student debt is the weakest amount of debt you can have. They can't do shit to your credit rating with that stuff. Like, I'm serious. Like, they can. But
yeah, they can.
If you have student loans, you can apply for months off. You know what I mean? Like it's not like other loans, like with car loan or like a house loan, where it's like with a loan you can say, hey, I lost my job, I don't have to pay my student loan for 6 months, and that's not going to affect my credit. With other loans and other emergencies you may need money for, you can't do that. So make sure. If you're right out of college, you're saving money up right now so that you have a rainy day fund before you start paying off your student loans, like more than the minimums. Because they have lower interest rates in average than other loans you can get. And they have much more favorable terms. So it's like, don't pay those off unless you have a cushion. Then you can start spending your money on paying those off.
Yeah.
Anyway. But so you're not going to college. All right, here we go. I would rather live in a tent and eat beans than borrow money to pay for a lifestyle I can't afford.
I'd say that's probably true.
Kids with your iPhones and your iPads. I didn't have that when I was a kid. We ate beans and we liked it. I fucking hate this old man rantiness.
I think this one's actually pretty close to right, though.
I agree, but
at least in the long term.
I feel like that isn't a problem that people have.
I've
not,
had it.
Not a majority of people have.
Maybe. I don't know. I think more than
maybe I just grew up with my dad being a banker that I
yeah, I was gonna say
I don't ever have any debt other than my student loan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I did that very thing and it haunted me for a while for sure.
Okay. I believe the best way to distinguish myself at work. Oh shit! I skipped one. I'm sorry. I believe that safety is my responsibility. I understand that being in compliance does not necessarily mean I'm out of danger. I don't know if this is like a personal story he has to tell of like when he was wearing a hard hat but something still fell on his head. I don't know. That one just seems more of a general life lesson than like a work ethic thing. Like, hey, you could get ran over by a car at all times. Keep paying attention.
I'll agree with that.
Okay.
For sure.
I agree with that too, you know? Don't get hit by a car. All right, good. Yeah. Good advice, Mike Rowe. I believe the best way to distinguish myself at work is to show up early, stay late, and cheerfully volunteer for every crappy task there is.
No, that's bad.
And then...
That's bad advice.
Becoming the go-to guy for all the shitty tasks that everyone looks down on. Yeah, no. You look like a doormat then.
Yeah, exactly.
No. That's a terrible piece of advice.
You should definitely...
You should volunteer for things.
Yes.
But not for shitty things.
But yes, don't volunteer for every shit job.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck, man?
That is not the way to get ahead.
No, because I know that is a type of worker there is.
Yeah,
There's the person that does everything, isn't a hard worker, and everyone just expects the best out of them.
Right.
And that's a bad spot to be at. Because you have an off week and everyone's like, man, he's slacking. And it's like, well, I'm doing normal work now.
And it's okay to come in early every once in a while and stay late every once in a while. But
yeah, don't always
do it
show
all
up
the time.
early. Because people expect that of you then.
Yeah.
This isn't a magical... I think that Mike Rowe thinks we live in a magical world where work fairies are like, oh, you've showed up early every day this week. Here's a promotion.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. That's not how jobs work. Dude, fucking, you're more likely to get a promotion because you have blonde hair and big tits. That's how it works, man. It's fucking crazy. You know, you might have a shitty boss that just doesn't put your name up for promotions. You may be working hard, but you know what I mean? Like, that's not what it is. You got to work smart, not hard. That's what I say.
And even more than that, you have to work people.
Yeah.
Not just tasks.
Let's update this. The way to distinguish myself at work is to network, kiss up to the boss, and
I wouldn't even necessarily say kiss up. But
no, but network with the boss.
Yeah.
Have a good relationship. Build rapport with your higher ups.
Yeah.
And make sure everyone knows about the extra. So like when I'm at work and I do something out of my area, like of things, I make sure everyone knows that I did that.
Yeah.
I send an email out to everyone on my team saying, I'm taking care of this, don't worry about it. So that my boss sees that I'm taking that is work smart, not hard. Yeah. So when you want to do those extra things, when you got some extra time, make sure everyone knows you're doing it. So don't be a fucking doormat. Be a smart worker. That's
agreed.
So, Mike Rowe, you're a little off.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is actually one I can agree with.
Which one are we on?
Number 8.
Okay.
We're getting through.
Cool.
I believe the most annoying sounds in the world are whining and complaining.
Yeah.
I will never make them if I'm unhappy in my work. I will find a new job or find a way to make myself happy.
Yeah.
That's fucking right, man.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're in a job you hate, find a new job. It's not worth it. You live your life once. Mike Rowe, he's hitting it out of the park with this one right here.
Agreed.
Find a new job, man. Job market's getting a lot better. All right.
Yep.
I believe that education is my responsibility and absolutely critical to my success. I'm resolved to learn as much as I can from whatever source is available to me. If I'm an inner city child, good luck. We all saw The Wire season 4.
Yeah.
But you know what? Try and make the best of it. You probably still end up dealing crack. At least according to The Wire. I guess I don't know what the real world is like because I don't live there. But
Yeah.
I'll never stop learning and understand that library cards are free. Gotta get that little condescending tone at the end there. And by the way, library cards are free. Just letting you know. Also, the internet is free. Actually, it's not. You gotta pay for
It is
that.
at the library.
That's true. You don't even need a library card to use the internet sometimes.
Yeah.
Just gotta show up, beat all the homeless people that are at the front door.
Yep.
Apparently in Madison they had issues with homeless people sleeping in the library because it's free to everyone. So they have to let the homeless people in who just like use the bathroom and sleep in there, which is bad. I don't want to go to a library full of homeless people that smell. Like, I don't mind if they're reading, but like, come on, keep the hygiene up.
Yeah.
I gotta live with you. Sure, man. Education's your responsibility. If you're one of those lucky white males, then it's gonna be easier for you.
It'll definitely be easier.
I love that. I love that Louis C.K. bit though.
Oh
where
yeah.
he's talking
yeah.
about like, I'm a white guy. I'm like 98% like more lucky than everyone else.
Yep.
I don't have to worry about anything. My opinion matters more than everyone.
I can go in a time machine and go to any time period, and there's a table waiting for me.
That's true. You're lucky.
Yep. Pretty much.
Okay, Adam. We're about to get real conservative right here.
Okay.
I believe I'm a product of my choices, not my circumstances. I will never blame anyone for my shortcomings or the challenges I face. And I will never accept the credit for something I didn't do. I'm sorry, man. It's just not how it works. I mean, there are literal studies done that prove this.
Yeah.
That people that are in bad circumstances have less chance for success. Because if you're in a shitty circumstance where you have parents that aren't around or are actively bad or drunk, you're not going to have time to study because you're spending too much time worried about whether or not you're going to get beaten up. You know what I mean? Like,
Or eat.
or eat.
Yeah.
You know, like when you're a kid who lives in a poor household, you don't have time to be like, oh, let me just get on my computer and study for this paper. You don't have a computer. You don't have the internet. You're worried about whether or not you're going to eat dinner tonight. How can you do your math homework when you're already worrying about basic living? I mean, there's a point. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. Circumstances are a big deal.
Yeah.
I don't think you can blame anyone for your circumstances. And I also think you should probably try and make the best you can.
Yeah.
But you know what? I know that you won the greatest lottery of all time by being in America, but if you're in a poor household, it's going to be a lot harder for you to be successful. You know, I my heart goes out to you. Sorry, Mike Rowe. I know. I just hate. I mean, that just reeks of classism to me. There, that's like, oh well, I made it, so anyone can make it. And it's like, well, you know, you're a white guy who had a good household and plenty of money when you grew up, and you went to college because your parents paid for it. It's like, yeah, some people don't get those opportunities, and I mean, maybe they would be there if they did, but you know, well, whatever. All right, this is good. This is a good one. Number 11. I understand the world is not fair. All right, this is good. This is good. This is my dad always said to me. World's not fair. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I do not resent the success of others.
No.
You know, I mean, I think it's okay to resent the success of others.
I don't resent the success.
Do you
of
resent
others.
the success of Kim Kardashian?
Not really. I don't resent her success.
You resent the system in which she could become successful for
No,
doing nothing?
I'm more.
When there are hardworking cancer research scientists that can barely get enough money to make a research proposal, yet Kim Kardashian's Hollywood makes $200 million.
I don't begrudge her success, but I do begrudge the state of affairs that allows her to be a success.
Why isn't he going into that?
I
Mike
don't know.
Rowe, What if my passion is to be rich, and I follow that passion by banging some famous person?
I guess he wouldn't resent you.
Yeah, I could make the most of my time, put some good production values in the video. Right? All right. Safety is responsible. I wear a condom, clearly. I'm gonna show up early. I'm gonna stay late in that video.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna last all night. And I'm gonna cheerfully volunteer for every crappy task there is.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Well, the video place needs, after we're done, you got to clean it up. I'll volunteer to clean it up. I might as well. It's my house. We're filming it in. Got to be clean. No, I'm not going to whine during the video or complain. And if I do like it, I'll get a different partner, a different famous person to have sex with if I'm not happy. Don't be unhappy.
Yeah.
I'll understand it was my choice to do this and not the circumstances that led me into banging a famous person to become famous. Oh, Jesus. All right. I believe that all people are created equal. This is the last one. Mm-hmm. And I believe that all people make choices. Some choose to be lazy. Some choose to sleep in. I choose to work my butt off.
I guess again, condescending, but I mean, it's also true. I guess.
I really hate this because I feel like privilege. Okay, we'll say PWPs, if you will. You go with that, privileged white people.
Okay,
we'll go with that. I think that PWPs think that nobody else can work hard. You know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying.
I feel like they're like, oh, those people at Walmart that sneered at me. It's like, ugh, well, they should just have a smile and work super hard. And you don't know how shitty their life is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's really hard to get up early and not sleep in.
Yeah.
When you have a shitty shift at Walmart that you didn't want to work at that's making you miss your son's baseball game you wanted to go to.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have worse situations that you can't make the best of. I mean,
I'm not saying that's not true.
It just blows my mind. I mean,
there are also horrible people out there, though.
There are, definitely. But I feel like people just use that as an excuse. They're like, well, you're not successful because you didn't work hard. You're like, well, it's not just working hard. It's working hard and being lucky.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You need luck and hard work to be successful. You can't be successful unless there's luck. You'd be the hardest working person in the world, but if you have a boss that's like, I don't like the way he looks, you're fucked. That's just how it works.
Yeah. And
you just got to be lucky. And it bothers me because I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, all these people on welfare and stuff. It's like, oh, they just don't work hard. And it's like, well, you can't get a job because nobody hires people because you don't have an education because you didn't have any money. And it's a cycle of terribleness. I feel like it's just discounting that. It's like some magical work ethic genie will pluck you out of your hard circumstances for working hard and make you successful. And that just doesn't exist. Yeah. I'm sorry. Going back to the 4th season of The Wire. What was the name of that kid who was selling all those candies, doing his little making his little side business?
Was that Ronnie?
I might have been. I don't remember. But yeah, didn't really work out for him.
No.
He still ended up living in the same crappy life he had. He was working hard, being smart. Yeah, I know. It's like, great. Yep. You can work hard and you still get fucked. This, because the world, this doesn't make sense though, Adam, to me. He's contradicting himself. He's saying, I understand the world is not fair. Also, everyone is created equal. Wouldn't that make a fair world?
No.
You decide.
Everybody being created equal does not make a fair world.
I know, but the idea is that if the world isn't fair, then it's much harder for the sweat pledge to exist. Because if you're put in a situation where you're not able to be a sweaty pledge man, then you're fucked. I don't know. Yeah. It just bothers me because this is something I notice, like, people saying, especially older people, maybe some relatives of mine, are they just don't work hard. It's like, dude, man, fucking read The Jungle. That everyone should read that book. That fucking book's amazing. Like, you want to tell me the people in The Jungle, the Upton Sinclair book, didn't work hard? I mean, we're talking like people working 12-hour days at a fucking slaughterhouse. Like, they're working their fucking asses off, but they're going nowhere because they're being taken advantage of. Because the world is an unfair place. Yeah. Because no matter how hard you work, sometimes you can get fucked. I'm sorry, that ruins the sweat pledge. Just play the lottery. That's where you go. Get lucky.
A lot of people, who grew up in the 50s kind of bought into a lot of that propaganda that...
Oh, I know.
You
it's insane. It just bothers me because it's like, it's a weird fantasy world, like like where hard work pays off. Hard work does pay off, but not always.
Yeah. Right.
You can work your ass off and get fucked.
Yeah. No.
It just happens. I'm sure there's people at Microsoft that work their asses off that are going to lose their jobs.
Oh yeah.
Because somebody higher up.
People.
Yeah. Because someone higher up than me made stupid decisions, and now we're paying the price. It's bullshit. Dude, just be lucky. I think, you know what? Here's my advice. Here's my 1-point pledge. I got 1 point.
Yeah.
Make your own luck. That's it. That's all you need. You put yourself in the position to be lucky, basically. You give yourself all the opportunities to be lucky. You kiss up to your boss. You put yourself in those positions where you're going to look good. You know what I mean? That's it.
Yeah.
Make your own luck. Jon Rowe pledge. Fuck the Mike Rowe pledge. Jon Rowe pledge. What am I going to call my pledge? Make your own luck? Make it.
Make it?
Make it pledge. I want you to make it with me. Oh, wait. Shit. That's no good. You must be 18 or older to join the Make It Pledge. Also, the Make It Pledge may just be making your own luck by having sex with a famous person. Is one of those Kardashians single?
I don't know.
Is there a terrifying looking one that like nobody wants to have sex with? Because I'll just throw myself in there. Kim's the hot one.
Isn't she the Hobbit?
No. You're talking about like Chloe.
What was the one? Who's the one Kanye's dating?
That's Kim.
There was that South Park episode about...
I didn't see that, but anyway.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, no, there's got to be... Wait, what about their mom? Didn't their mom get divorced from their dad?
I don't know anything about the Kardashians,
man. All right.
believe it or not.
This is an open letter. Hey, Kardashians, anyone listening? You get me on there.
If they started listening to us, they've stopped listening by now, I guarantee you.
You want to make a sex tape? Hook a brother up. I'll bring the camera. You bring the ass. That's it. That's where we're at, man. I'm up for it.
Oh, man.
I'm DTMST. Down to make a sex tape.
Cool.
With a famous person only. Because if you're having sex with a non-famous person and you're putting a video out, that's just porn. That isn't money.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want...
So, John, what did you think about Yojimbo?
What are you talking about? Whoa.
BWTCCT.
Whoa. Where are you coming at me with this Japanese bullshit? I can't understand the language you're speaking, Adam.
I'm going to keep asking you every week until you've actually watched it.
What? Watch what?
Yojimbo.
That's nonsense Japanese you're speaking to me.
Akira Kurosawa.
That's just going in one ear and out the other. That's word noise.
BWTCCT.
What's that? That's just a weird acronym. Is that the
Sweat
Pledge?
Criterion Collection.
Is that the new Sweat Pledge?
Theater.
No Sweat Pledge? Fucking A, man. I got so
broke.
ranty on this episode. I feel bad. I'm sorry.
This is the political
I'm sorry. I just was so pissed off this week. I had like a lot of downtime at work. Like setting a bunch of shit up that I had to wait a while for. So I was just like mulling over thoughts and getting really mad. I was like a one-person Fox News. I was just like sounding bored off my own mind and be like, yeah, that is pissing me off. Who does Mike Rowe think he is telling us how to live our lives? He's a famous person who has a good voice that was on a TV show. Good for you, Mike Rowe. I'm sure you worked hard. I guarantee you he works hard. But he also was
So,
lucky.
okay. So this was posted to your Facebook? That's how it all started?
Yeah, a family member,
Okay.
extended relative, shown
Yeah.
they will remain
Man.
nameless. They might even.
If I talked about every post I got on Facebook, that was bullshit.
I know, but it's like the source of my ire. They should call it Ire Book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's good
Yeah.
stuff on Facebook, but then there's Ire Book.
Oh, there was one that I think it was my. Well, I won't say. Somebody posted that was. I think it was about ghosts or something. I was like, oh, God, no. Ah.
Oh, about ghosts?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, Adam, we got one final piece of news. We're going to end it on this. Adam, you know what
Okay.
BuzzFeed is?
I do.
Viral politics editor Benny Johnson. BuzzFeed. You know the BuzzFeed website? He works on that website?
Yep.
Fired for plagiarism. Booyah! Fuck BuzzFeed. Hiring plagiarists. At least they fired him. Apparently he was just taking snippets from Wikipedia, forum posts, fucking ask.com answers, throwing them up on his post. Yep. Lifting text from Yahoo Answers. That shows you the
desperate.
quality of the dialogue going on in BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
I mean, I like BuzzFeed sometimes, but I don't.
there's some interesting stuff
But
there.
It's
Occasionally.
the death knell of journalism.
It is. Yeah, totally. I don't consider
I know.
it journalism. It's just
bullshit.
it's just
Like
bullshit.
I
Exactly,
read
it's bullshit.
Gawker, which is kind of bullshit, but at least it's got like news integrity. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they hire writers. They don't really try and post a lot of stories. It's more just like, hey, look at this crazy shit that happened. Look at this. Boom. Like this Gawker web story. BBC, Manchester Crown Court. Judge allegedly falls asleep during child rape case. There's headline. Oh, fuck. And then the comment section, of course, has somebody telling the judge to buy these glasses, which have the fake eyes in them to make you look awake. Oh, shit. All right.
Man.
That's it. We're going to do it. That's going to do it.
Okay.
Thank you for listening. I really
All right.
apologize for getting political. Your Jimbo, forthcoming. I will watch it next week. That
Great.
is the fucking deadline. We're going to go over
All
it.
right.
Even though I don't think anyone's watched it.
I
I don't think our listeners watch these movies.
Probably
Well,
not.
that'll be after the credits of the next episode, so look forward to that. All right, bye-bye. Adam, you got any
Bye.
final words of wisdom?
Nope.
Mike Rowe, your list is fucking dumb.
Peanut butter tastes good.
Oh, it does. I like peanut butter.
You too.